So you've dug through the bottom of your freezer and you found a cheap steak. Well, instead of just throwing it on the grill and then bitching that you've got a cheap steak that's tough, I'm going to show you how to save it and then pair it with a perfect bourbon. We're going to call this perfect pairing on the Artemis Channel. Thanks for checking us out, guys. Dude, it's cold. Are you kidding? It's 49 degrees. It's Memorial Day weekend. It's supposed to be nice. It's the opening day of summer, right? This sucks. If we're gonna pair our steak with a good bourbon, we're gonna start with a good bourbon, right? Cheers. This is good. Bonus, if you guys can tell me what movie this glass is from. So the key with this is breaking this thing down into marinade for a little bit before we throw it on the smoker. This marinade I used 1/3 cup low sodium soy sauce, 1/2 cup olive oil, 1/3 cup fresh lemon juice. Squeezed it myself. 100% didn't. 1/4 cup Worcestershire sauce, 1 tablespoon minced garlic. And I can promise you that Ange cut that stuff up herself. We didn't use that store-bought stuff that I normally use. 1 tablespoon of maple sugar and 1 teaspoon of black pepper. So I'm smoking this thing low and slow, 225 until it reaches an internal temperature of 115. Then we're going to sear that bad boy on the grill before we cut it up thin. Okay, that's in there. It's coming out when it reaches an internal temperature of 115. So what you're going to pair this with, fellas, is really going to depend on the cut that you've got. If you're going with a filet mignon that's got like no fat, no marbled, or like a venison, then you're not going to want to pair that with 130 proof cask strength, bourbon or scotch. You're going to want to pair that with something that won't get overwhelmed. You want to bring a knife to a gunfight, right?
A knife to a gunfight.
If you're going with a ribeye, big juicy ribeye, and you've got you're going with a delicate, 80 proof, some real lightweight stuff, that's gonna get lost against a steak with all kinds of flavors and seasonings and all that stuff. So what I've done here is I've gone with like a standard mash bill bourbon with like 100 proof. I don't want to overwhelm my steak with my bourbon, nor do I want my bourbon to get lost and just be like I'm drinking water. A couple other things you guys can go with. You could go with complementary flavors. So, if you like a double oaked against the steak, something that's a little sweeter, like a Woodford Reserve or maybe Old Forester 1910, that'll work. You can also go with a contrasting flavor. You can go with something that's high rye, like a Four Roses, okay? And then you've got your peppery finish of your rye and your savory of your steak. We're at 115 internal temperature, so we're going to take this thing out and we're going to throw it on the grill. I'm going to go a few minutes on the grill until I get a good char, and I want to be like 125. And then take it off and let it rest. See you in a few minutes. All right, she's at 125. We're gonna let her rest while Ange works on the brown butter and herbs de Provence sauce. All right, so Evan Hill, bottled and bond with a tough cut bottom round, smoked to 115, reverse seared. tell you that it's freaking cold out here, so I'm going in and eat where it's warm. Post-meal, I think that Heaven Hill is an outstanding choice. Save a tough steak. That was not a great cut of meat, but it's thick, it's big, and it was not a lot of money. So if that thing's sitting in your freezer, guys, throw it on the grill, smoke it, cook it slow, and pair it with a good bourbon, and you guys will enjoy it. Thanks so much for checking out the Artemis Channel. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button, guys. You came this far. I appreciate you guys sticking to the end. And we'll see you next time, guys. See ya.
Dude.
Hey, Marty.